Good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon. It's Fallon, aka Amore the Poet, pound 24. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's day going? I know I haven't seen you guys in a while, but I've been really working on me, which is a great thing, I would have to say. Excuse me. For the last couple months, like, I don't know, I've been like sleeping a lot, which it's like I'm catching up on sleep, but at the same time, I've been really sleeping. Like, for a while after my son passed, of course, I didn't sleep good or whatever, but lately I've been sleeping and I've been feeling rested when I get up. I've also been dreaming, which I don't know if you guys dream or don't dream a lot, but it's like when I dream, it's usually in tune with something that's going to happen in my life. So I like to dream, but sometimes I don't like to dream because it can be scary. Sometimes I don't even remember the freaking dream, but then I'm mad because I do remember that I had a dream, but I just can't remember what the dream was. So, but being able to sleep and feel rested when you wake up and you work nights is an awesome fucking feeling. So I'm kind of glad that I've been able to do that. Um, Other than that, I started a new contract. I actually, like I told you guys last month, I was at a job where I was clearly working on a legal plantation, and I like took a month off so I could like replenish my energy, my mental stability, because that place really threw me for a loop. The new place I started working at, I mean, a hospital is a hospital. You, as a person, make the type of nurse that you are. Like, you can work at the worst hospital in the country. If you're a good nurse, it doesn't matter. That's who you are. You know what I'm saying? That hospital isn't going to hold your name because you're a good person, you're a good nurse. It doesn't matter. So, but I learned, or not learned, I've noticed since like going through this freaking pandemic with everybody, and after, I mean, we're still going through it, but after everybody has encountered corona, not catching the virus, I'm just talking about the whole pandemic in general. It's like shit got crazy. Like, people just don't give a fuck. Like it. um Working, and I just noticed it's like they say, Fallon, you have to slow down, you moving too fast, you do. What do you mean I'm moving too fast? First of all, I work in emergency room, you know what I'm saying? And I try to be the nurse that I will want taking care of me or my loved ones. See, people don't think about one day you might need somebody. It doesn't matter who, you just might need somebody. Whether you are in a place where you're physically sick and you need somebody to take care of you, what type of person would you like to take care of you? Are you the type of person that you would want somebody taking care of? Like, are you the type of nurse that you will, are you portraying the type of nurse that you want to take care of you? And if you're not, then you need to make some changes. So when I take care of people, I always think about myself and, my future, or if my loved one was sick, how would I want somebody else to take care of them? And I offer, or give those type of qualities as a nurse or as a person. Um, so the poem, excuse me, the poem that I decided to read today, I'm not going to start yet, but it's called It's Hard. And I wrote this poem a while back, um, and I wanted to see where or how this poem related to my life today. So, life. prior to me losing my son and, having a spiritual awakening, another, because I mean, it's going to continue to happen as I grow and learn and I continue on this journey called life. Life was hard. I mean, growing up as a kid, there were a lot of things out of my control because, you're a child, your voice isn't heard, um, you should be seen and not heard, all the little stuff, but you are just living off of what your parents or your guardians allow you to do or what they teach you to do. So coming from a family that it's weird because I had a good life. I would like to say that I had a good life. I mean, I appreciate my grandmother giving up her life to raise me and all of my sisters, and providing a stable home, meaning that I knew that's where I was going to be, yes, there was things happening inside the home that were inappropriate, such as, child molestation and kids watching kids and, things like that. But overall, I had, a roof over my head. I had food in my mouth, I had clothes on my back. I had a toothbrush and toothpaste and soap and hot water, just little things that some people don't even have. It's like we don't think about that. Like little things like that, I'm like, okay, getting molested, being with all my sisters, or not having hot water and be it on the street, or living with roaches and bed bugs. I probably would have preferred going through what I went through instead of living with rats and roaches and, shoot gun violence and stuff. Everybody has their own thing. So it was hard. And then I didn't learn some of the mental resources that I have today, which would have really been helpful, transitioning from a child to a young adult, teenager to an adult, and continuing on. But we all learn at different times if we choose to learn and not be stagnant in what we were taught as a child. Today, life is not as hard. I learned after losing my son to suicide, that can be me too if I don't learn how to control my mind. If I could continue, if I continue to allow people, places, and things to control my mind, emotions, and feelings, I will continue to be stagnant in my thoughts, in my depression, and in dark places where it's not safe for me to be, and I will end up exactly like my son, but in a different type of way because I have tried to commit suicide, but not by hanging myself as my son did. I took pills when I was a teenager and nobody ever knew. I did that like 2 or 3 times. It didn't work. So I'm like, the way that I would, harm myself is by not eating, sleeping all the time, not doing the things that I would normally do. And I would just probably wither away. And I didn't, after my son passed, I still had a daughter, and I'm like, you have to figure this shit out. You have to. If you don't figure this shit out, you will continue to be a part of the cycle of people who do not get control of their mind. So I was like, are you going to be a part of the problem or are you going to be a part of the solution? And I decided that I can help myself as well as help others if I'm a part of the solution. So that's pretty much why I started doing this YouTube channel. I have another app that I also, post videos. They're shorter, but I have to, live. I have to live. Even though I don't understand life still until this day, I probably never will understand it, but I'm going to enjoy living in it while I'm in it, and I'm here for the long run. Um, One of the most important things that I figured out was to stop people pleasing. It's hard, especially when you're the type of person that always likes to give, give. You don't look for anything in return because 9.5 times out of 10, if you want or need something, you're going to take care of that by yourself. But you, as a people pleaser, you want to make everything right. You want to make everybody happy. It doesn't matter if you're feeling like a piece of crap or a piece of shit. You're going to do whatever it takes to make everybody else happy because you know how it feels to be unhappy. You know how it feels to have people make you feel less than you are worth or less than your value. So, for a long time, I did that. I mean, I people pleased to everybody. Like, it didn't matter. My grandmother, my sisters, any relationship, any job. Like, I always, would go above and beyond um, to make sure everything was like 1000%. I'm still like, I still go above and beyond, but I don't burn myself out. Like if I pick up, because sometimes when you're people pleasing, people start to use you. They start to take your kindness for weakness. And when you have a difficult time saying no, which is another thing that's hard because that's like the first thing you learn how to say as a kid is no, 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 like that. But you have to learn how to say no because they'll pick up on that and they'll start asking you for things or asking for favors because they know that you're the type of person that's going to say, oh yeah, I got it, or don't worry about it, or and you have to stop. You have to figure that shit out immediately. Like I'm talking about immediately. Like it's okay, you get somebody a meal, you do something for somebody, but you don't keep doing that shit. And no, the relationship is not mutual. you know. I don't care if somebody has a different title than you or their financial, income is greater or less than yours because you can do something for somebody that's small and doesn't cost anything and it means a lot. I mean, a simple, sometimes, like, I'm so corny, you could write on a piece of paper, it was great working with you. Thanks for starting my IV, or whatever. That's just something like, for me, it's like, oh, you took your time out to write me a little note to, brighten up my day. Cool. But I mean, I'm still not gonna keep buying you steak and burgers and shit like that. I'm a vegetarian. You'll get one meal, and I'll say I got it, and after that, don't keep expecting. You can't keep expecting. You know. Um, the other thing I learned was standing your ground. And I don't mean standing your ground by blowing somebody's head off. I mean knowing your confidence and standing up for what you believe as a person in life as general. If you feel that doing right, excuse me, is the best thing for your life and you come into a situation that is not right and it's messing with you, then you still do the right thing regardless of what anybody else thinks, because anybody who comes into contact with me knows I give a fuck, but I don't at the same time. Do not try to play with me, okay? Because yes, It'll be a professional level, but crazy ain't too far away. Okay, and I'm certified. I tell everybody that I am literally certified. I just know how to, keep my shit, but it will come out if necessary. Thank you, Nana. I appreciate that. Um, I also learned today, like, how to just go with the flow, I guess. I mean, if stuff isn't fitting, it's okay. Like, it's okay. I used to try to make shit fit and try to figure stuff out and why, and when, and how is this, and but it's like, okay, wrapping my brain around things that are out of my control, which is driving me crazy. So why not just let it go? When it's time, it'll present itself, or the problem will be fixed as long as I just keep my mental state up to par and intact, and at a level that is not too high or not too low. I'm just in the middle and balanced, because that's what's safe for me. You have to figure out what is best for you. Everybody needs different things in their life, and you have to figure that out. You can't expect somebody else to figure out things that you need to change with your person or your character. Yes, you can get suggestions from other people and advice, but you need to still figure out what is best for you, because nobody knows that but you. Even your parents, most parents raise you on how they were raised and taught how to raise, um, children. I kind of went a different way with that, because it wasn't like all gravy in the house. I'm not gonna raise my kids to be child molesters. I wasn't gonna raise them, you do this and you got to do everything for your sister, and you're pretty much the parent. No, I let them, still be children. um, I let them be themselves, express themselves as much as possible. Unfortunately, even though my son had a parent that knew about depression, knew about suicide and stuff, I still lost him to suicide. But you know, he really didn't want to be here. If you really don't want to be here, you will commit suicide. Like it's no stopping a person like my son, because there were no like warning signs. He wasn't depressed all the time. He, was a happy kid and everything like that. So it was kind of hard to pick up on, when Shakur was having a moment, because a moment was the end for my son. It wasn't no, I'm having a moment, I'm depressed, I'm crying, I can talk to him. No, when he had a moment, it was a real moment. That's a dangerous type of person, with those type of suicidal thoughts, because you can't catch it unless you're around him at that time. Um, but so, just like in my house growing up, my grandmother knew that I was being defiant, but she didn't know the whole in depth of the situation, because I didn't talk about it. So it was, hard. Now today I talk about everything. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. Get the fuck from around me, or find somebody else or whatever. Because I'm gonna be Fallon. It just doesn't matter. But so, um, today the poem is called "It's Hard." So I wrote this, like I said, a few years back. Um, let's see. It's hard. Lord, as the days go by, it seems to get harder. I want to keep my faith in you so I can continue to go further. I don't like to be confused, mistreated, or abused. At any moment, it seems as though I might blow a fuse. Doing right is a task that is difficult to accomplish, especially when your heart has so many scars and blemishes. I walk in faith and hope, but still my mind is not at peace. How long will it be before misery and despair will cease? I know you hear my prayers and see my tears. I just wonder if I'm being right, and if I'm not, that's what I fear. I don't want to grow up thinking I missed an important turn, especially because my mind, body, and soul definitely yearn. There is so much anger built up inside of me. The more right I choose to do, the more negativity I see. I heard you don't give us more than we can carry. Lord, I guess I'm asking that you lift the burden of this dysfunctional family. When things get rough, tough, and I had enough, help me realize that this too shall pass and the devil is a bluff. I know I'm not perfect, but I choose more right than wrong. It kills me to know that some people will never sing their song. Continue to hold me no matter what obstacles are thrown my way. Instead of anger and hate, give me peace and righteous things to say. I know everything happens for a reason, and you never know your time or season. It's just so often I want to wash my hands and say, that's it, I'm done. Lord, I ask that whatever you need me to do, help me and send me part of your crew. Replace any hatred with love, and within me, build someone new. I long for the day I awake with smiles, regardless of what happened yesterday or the day before. Anything in my life that doesn't line up with you, close that door. I lift my hands to you for all the situations that are out of my control. The responsibilities you have in store, I will do my best in that role. I'm waiting for you to come for me, which is not an easy job. The devil is after my mind, always trying to steal and rob. I need the strength that you have to offer so I never give up. All the people, places, and things that don't belong, take out of my cup. I don't want to be subjected to lies, phony cries, or untrue alibis. You are the truth. Your promise is unbroken, and only on you can I rely. You have brought me through so much and gave me things I probably didn't deserve. That's the reason I want to be straight and not allow my ball to curve. Let me be that let me be the one that makes it because I choose to live for you. Please limit the days I cry and my heart sings the blues. Let me thank you before I close this one out. That no matter what, you're always listening, and to you I can shout. Thank you for having my back and getting me through day by day. I wish to know no other and only live and abide by your ways. Thank you for keeping me close to you when the devil tries to turn me around. I don't have to look for anything because you, my heart, is found. I love you for all you've done, are doing, and are about to get done. You've kept so many promises, and I appreciate you more than tons. I will continue on this journey so I can see what is in store. Love always, Amore the Poet, pound 24. So, if you allow yourself to be patient, to be still, it's okay. You don't have, everything doesn't have to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. I don't care how hard you try. It's not. You do all that you can today. That's all you can do. Tomorrow is another day. You know, you'll have more problems, more solutions, more things to do. And yesterday is gone. Like you can't change. You can't change it. You can learn from it, but you cannot change it. You know, but you don't want to you spend so much time thinking about yesterday because you're still in today, and then tomorrow's coming. So I mean, like you gonna get behind. You still thinking about shit 5 minutes ago, and you already, something else is gonna happen in the next 5 minutes. And so many people living in the past. I mean, they living in the past, 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 past. That's why it was kind of easier for me to cut people out, because I'm like, I'll talk to somebody and it's like, okay, that's how you knew me then, but this is like 10 years ago. Are you still on that? Like, have you haven't seen anything different? Haven't seen an eye doctor? Let's start there. Maybe your vision is, a little bit off or whatever. People need to think. You can't keep living in the past. That's why people are still stuck and stagnant in the past. I get like on my other app a lot of negativity about, how am I doing so well after my son just passed a year ago? Am I supposed to still be sad and depressed about something that happened a year and a half ago? Because the first 6 months that he passed and being in a relationship, with a narcissist, I looked disgusting. I was losing weight, by the day. You started back, doing things I shouldn't have been doing. I was disgusting. I was not wanting to get out of bed. I was taking trips that probably I shouldn't have been taking. It was rough. It was rough. I didn't know whether I was coming or going. I didn't know what I was doing. I had to get out of that situation because that was only going to lead to death. Another death. And the only person that could have prevented me from dying was me. Was me. Nobody can force me to get out of bed but me. Nobody can force me to eat and get back up but me. Yes, I had like maybe one or two people that was, really on my bumper. Like, Fallon, you got this. Like, I had this one man, like, I'm not going to say his name, but he seen what I was going through. He seen what I was going through, and he's a good ass man. Like, this man never tried to come at me sexually. Like, he's like a good spirit looking at another good spirit, and he like seeing what I was going through in regards of whatever the situation, whatever it was at the hand. He just seen me. He seen somebody that needed help. He seen somebody go from being here at a stable place to being knocked down, hitting rock bottom, losing a kid, and he was there, like, sending me videos. He put me in a house. He like literally helped me get my life back together. Like, I can't thank him enough. I can't thank him enough because he seen somebody dying and he wasn't having it. Through the grace of God, he was not having it. And all he wanted to do was help me. All he did was help me. Like, I can't like thank him. I can't thank him enough. Because that's one person out of all the people in the world that, while I was down, they was putting me down even further. But he was like, no, it's not happening. I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to pick you up. I've seen you pick up so many people. No, you deserve to be picked up, and he picked my ass up. He still picks me up to this day, because that's the type of spirit that he is. He knows what it is when it's hard. He understands. I don't even know how he understands so well, but he understood. I appreciate and I love him for this and that. He is forever my friend. Forever. I couldn't even pay him back with enough money, enough words to be, see somebody, and you could have been like everybody else and knocked me down. It was hard probably to be the different one. But you know what? He chose to go by, his God and pick me up. That's what we supposed to do in life. Pick each other up. You trying to use people to get ahead or, to get somewhere in life. If it's meant for you to get there, you're going to get there regardless. You don't have to use anybody. What's for you is going to be for you. But I'm telling you, if you try to knock somebody down or you try to push somebody over, it will backfire. It will. It may not even be to you, but it might be to somebody that you love. So make it easier. If you can't lift somebody up or help them, leave them where they're at. Let somebody else come along and, be a inspiration to them if you cannot. It's simple. It's really, really simple. But with that, I hope everybody has a good week. Keep your mental health stable. Make sure you check it on a daily basis. Practice self love and self care. And remember that we're battling this together. We're going to continue on this journey and stay focused. Follow one course until successful. I love you. See you soon. Amore the Poet, pound 24.